Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Emily with Styled Mi Casa, and I'm so excited to share with you today this DIY mud vase. It went completely viral over on my other social media platforms, on Instagram and on TikTok, and everyone is just loving rubbing the dirt on the vases. So this is actually my very first mud vase project that I did, and I have done so many after this, but I had these old videos on my phone and I wanted to turn it into this how-to video for you. So let's get into it and I'll walk you through step by step. So here you can see that I am spray painting this entire vase. My favorite brand of spray paint is the Rust-Oleum spray paint. I like to use a flat finish, and this color is called French Cream. Also notice how awesome the trigger is. It keeps your hands clean and it's perfect. So next I'm gonna go in with another color of spray paint. Now, in retrospect, I don't think this is necessary because the dirt has enough variation in color to it. But like I said, this was my very first dirt vessel. And so I went in with this black spray paint, and it was the same brand, the Rust-Oleum, and it's also flat. I think it's called Farmhouse Black. But again, I think you could skip this step. My vase was actually a clay vase. It was made out of pottery, and I got it at a Goodwill, and you will never guess how much I paid for it. It was $3. It's actually a great size, and it had this strange like Indian feather kind of a necklace on it, and I just took the necklace off and made over the vase with this mud treatment, and it turned out so good. It's still one of my favorites, and this was probably maybe even 2 years ago, and I've just used this technique so many times since. Now comes the really fun part, and it is putting all of the mud on the vase. So this is just dirt from your backyard. If you don't have a lot of dirt, or maybe you live in Texas, I live in Texas, and it's hard to find this kind of dark brown black dirt, you can just use a potting soil, and anything that was either came with your plants or you bought at Home Depot, that will work. I just put it in a dish and add a little bit of water. Now the key is not so much water that it's like dripping wet, but enough water that it turns into kind of this paste. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna wipe this all over the vase. You can use your hands, get your hands dirty. You could put gloves on, you could do it with a paper towel. It doesn't really matter. But the beauty of this mud treatment is that it really gets into all of those cracks and those crevices on the different vases, and it creates all of this beautiful color variation. So I love using it. So a couple more tips for these kinds of dirt vessels. Now that I have done so many of these, a couple of things that I found work really well. If your base color underneath is light, then use a dark dirt. That's going to give you your contrast. If your base color underneath is dark, so you might do a dark gray, you might do a black, you can use almost like a sand color dirt or a clay. Like I have here in my backyard, it's more of a like orangish red clay. So a lighter color dirt that you rub on, again, mix it with a little bit of water so it becomes more of like a mud or a paste. And then when you spread that on, you're gonna get that contrast. I have also done one that was black with a really dark mud, and that, it's nice. It just gives it like this aged texture, and it's not a lot of contrast. So really, I guess what I'm trying to say is any combination works. And it looks so good, and it's so simple. It's really a two-step process. Now I'm gonna answer the most asked question, but before I do that, please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you like this video and others like it. I will also share with you other DIY dirt vessels that I've done on this page, so I will link those here. And my most asked question is, do I seal this? I personally don't. You'll see at the very end that I just wipe it with a cloth. That gets the excess dirt off of it, and I don't have to seal it with any kind of spray because it's just sitting there with flowers in it. So very easy, very fun, and thank you so much for sticking around.